Okay. And so I thought I was not going to address one of the topics, but I think after some very careful consideration, I decided to address both of them because I just can't pick between the two. So our first topic comes from Stella in Washington State. I won't say the city because I'm not sure how common the Stella is there. And her question is my husband cheating on me with my best friend? So she writes, Dr. Jefferson, I am at a stalemate. During the holiday, I spent my time with my children, my family, and my husband and my best friend. During the time that my best friend was at our house, which was 2 of the days, she was very quiet, reserved, and not her normal cheerful self with me. There was a social awkwardness that we experienced during the time that I noticed she, myself, and my husband were left at the home alone while my family took the kids out. When I got our phone bill in the mail, I saw an abundance of messages and calls from his number to her number and her number to his number in the last month. I didn't even know they had each other's phone number. What do I do and what is happening? Well, you didn't say how many years you've been friends with this woman. Stella, let me tell you something. I think that friendship is one of the most interesting and valuable bonds that human beings can make over the course of their lifespan. And I'll tell you why. Familial bonds are not selected. Okay? They're autonomous. They're pre-selected. Now, some people go a step further, and I feel like I am that type of person, and select which family members they're going to build long-standing bonds with, right? Based on the energy that they receive from those family members and how valuable they find that person is to their life's energy or, their life in general. What I will say to you is this. Making a determination of what is going on is going to be, quite frankly, contingent on you having a conversation with your husband and with your friend. You have to find space to ask those questions if you truly want those answers of those people. Because the one thing that I will tell you I've never seen work is making the assumption that whatever is going on and there is no confirmation or no evidence or closure as to what, when, how, and these things that will linger for years in your mind and on your conscience if you assume one way, and as a result things start to spiral, which I can imagine this has already kind of started taking place because people behave differently when they think that something is going on behind their back. And I gotta kind of go into some of the reasons that could be viable reasons for them contacting each other too. It's the holidays and you just noticed this now. Maybe you always check the phone bill and he's not been in contact with her previously. Maybe he has something planned. Did you get something special for the holiday, for Christmas? Like, those are the things that I think that I'm curious about at this point. But it's really a tough one because I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. But all of my gut feelings tell me that you should definitely talk to both of them, you know, and just simply ask the question, what's going on? You know, I noticed that there was an awkwardness when it was just us. You know, I noticed that you've been different. What's going on? I'm just curious, you know, and have that. First of all, you have to create space where it's safe for them to even tell you anything. So that would look like you making sure that they understand that regardless of what is said in that space, nothing negative can come out of that. You understand? No definitive decisions are being made in that space and at that time, because essentially you're trying to find out what's going on to even find out what direction you want to move in. That's one. And then two, you also have to be mentally and emotionally prepared to receive whatever it is and sit with that as the ultimate truth. I don't know if it's better for you to sit them down together and talk about this, or if it's better for you to separate them and have the conversation two separate ways. But if it were me in the situation, what I would do is approach both at the same time and just simply have that conversation, because you won't know until you've asked the question. You know? So that's my advisement to you, Stella. I hope that it helps. I don't know, you know, kind of what way it'll go, but either way, just reach out to me and let me know, hey, this is what's going on. This is where we are. Thank you for your advisement, but what, you know, whatever happens, I'd love to know the follow-up. And if you need my advisement further, you can definitely reach out to me. Send me an email. You know the email. And for those of you who don't, doclqj@gmail.com or doclqj@familialbonds.org. Both of them will reach me. Probably the familial bonds will reach me quicker than the Gmail. But either way, you can always reach out to me. I'm always available. Okay? So moving into the next relationship request for advisement is going to be, I think this is Nichelle or Michelle. I can't even understand my own writing. And this question, oh, she lives in New York. That's nice. How do I tell my boyfriend I don't like his kids? We've been together for 2 years and 6 months. He has 4 children by the same woman. And it's not that I'm worried about the mom, but because he doesn't have a relationship with her, I'm guessing that's what that says. I feel like his kids are not good for me, but he does take care of me. Please help. Well, I don't know. This one, I think I got to think about this for a second. Okay. So, I have to say this, because if I don't, then I'm just not being authentic. When I think that people have to start doing some serious personal reflections before they start dating. Because the thing is, when you start dating someone and that person has children, or even if they don't, once you get to the point where you're dating someone, and then you've now decided to be with that person in a way that you guys are cohabitating or being around each other more often and spending the nights, and that comes with time, things kind of get complicated, right? So I think that before you even get there, when you're doing the whole vetting stages of things, I think that's when all of the bulk of the drama and potential for, bumps and cracks, should come into play. I think in doing some honest self-reflection and that deep self-inquiry where you're not necessarily self-reflecting and being judgmental, but just being curious about you and the things that make you tick, I think what that does is gives you the answers to what you need, what you prefer, what you can and cannot tolerate in life in general, right? So what I'm seeing in this question, and you can definitely correct me if I'm wrong, either in the comments or you can send me a separate email, but what I am seeing is that you entered into a relationship with someone that had children, and children for you are a non-negotiable or a conditional element, to the extent that they have to be good. And I'm not sure what his children are bad. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so you would have to kind of elaborate to give me some more to go off of, to kind of understand that piece. But there are lots of layers to this. The fact that he doesn't have a relationship with his child's mother, his children's mother, the fact that they have that many children together, and I'm not sure what the importance is around the fact that he only has children with one woman, or if that's important at all to you. But I think that there are several things to take in consideration here. What are your non-negotiables? What are things that make you move the way you move? What are some of the things that you need in a relationship? You mentioned that he's taking care of you. What does that mean? How is he taking care of you? Is he meeting what your expectations are? And if so, where on this list of your expectations do okay, my man cannot have children with someone else? So it's kind of hard to gauge, but to answer your question, how do you tell him that you don't like his kids? If you're asking me about only his kids, I'd say do it in a public place, for one. For a couple of reasons. Safety, just in case the reaction is not favorable. Secondly, you guys can arrive at this public place separately and leave separately if that's how things move, and just have a conversation, be assertive in whatever your position is. If it's, I don't like your kids, I'm not sure how a person would react to that. If it's, I don't like the behaviors that your kids are displaying, that may, be something totally different. But like I said, I don't know the context in which you mean the things that you've said in your email, so I really don't know how to kind of gauge that piece. So here's what I would do. I would say, let's meet for lunch or brunch. I got some things I like to kind of comb through, go over with you. And then talk about all the things that you've mentioned, are a concern for you. And get to the bottom of it. So, that is all that I have, you guys. What you can do is, if this video was meaningful for you, if this advisement was meaningful for you, or you feel like it's something that someone else could benefit from, share this video, like this video on various platforms. If you guys are not already subscribed, do that now. And also follow me on other social media. You can find me anywhere by using doclqj. or hashtag doclqj speaks. I'm Dr. Jefferson for Familiar Bonds. That's it. That's all I've got. You guys take care. I love you. Later days.